the lotus-born master of Udayana's realization was equal to that of the Buddhas, and his body transcended birth and death. It was to this Nirmanakaya that Tsogyo, the princess of Ka-Chen, raised this question. Please pay heed, Great Master. What is the dividing line between Buddhas and sentient beings? The Master replied, Tsogyo, that which we call Buddha refers to the perfection of wisdom and compassion after unknowing is cleared. A sentient being comes about because of failing to realize that unknowing is unknowing. So the difference lies in knowing or unknowing. When applying this to your stream of being, look into your thinking mind and see that this mind is empty and does not consist of any identity whatsoever. Seeing and realizing that its manifold wakeful aspect is self-display is the vital point of naturally purifying a sentient being into a Buddha. Tsogyo, this advice of utmost importance I give to you. Lady Tsogyo asked the Lotus Master, what is the dividing line between Samsara and nirvana? The Master replied, Samsara, circling, is to spin from one place to another. Nirvana is to have cut through this circling. When applying this in your own stream of being, see that the basic state of your mind is a self-existence that never arises and is untainted by flaws of materiality. When you see this, then there is no place to circle. Samsara being cleared, purified from the beginning, is called nirvana. This is the vital point of naturally purifying samsara into nirvana. Tsogyo, this advice of utmost importance I give to you. Lady Sogyo asked the Lotus-born Master, what is the dividing line between unknowing and knowing? The Master replied, unknowing, ma rigpa, is not to know the main substance of mind. Knowing, rigpa, is to see this basic substance of mind. When applying this to your stream of being, look into this natural state, the basic substance of your mind that is lucid, quiet, and vividly awake. Simply seeing mind in this way is a vital point of naturally clearing the unknowing. Sogyo, this advice of utmost importance I give to you. Lady Sogyo asked the Lotus-born Master, what is the dividing line between mind and mind essence? The Master replied, mind is the formative thinking. Mind essence is free of thinking and mental doing. When experiencing this essence to be your stream of being, interrupt your mind's thought activity and let it be uncontrived and as it naturally is. This quiet and vividly awake state, free of any mental doing, is the vital point of naturally clearing the mind itself. Sogyo, this advice of utmost importance I give to you. Lady Sogyo asked the Lotus-born Master, what is the dividing line between all-ground and all-ground consciousness? The Master replied, in all-ground, all refers to the moving thoughts that conceptualize, while ground is basic knowing. that is mingled with Dharmakaya, and therefore a vessel for good and evil habitual tendencies. All-ground consciousness is mind that stirs from the all-ground and arises as thinking. When applying this in your experience, let your uncontrived natural state, your true and basic nature, be undisturbed by thinking, but remain quietly, thought-free, and vividly awake. Recognize that as a natural state, in case of both the all-ground, the consciousness, and the basic nature of things. Therefore, this is the vital point of naturally dissolving into Dharmakaya. Sogyo, this advice of utmost importance I give to you. Lady Sogyo asked the Lotus-born Master, what is the dividing line between mind and mind consciousness? The Master replied, mind is the basis for thinking, while mind consciousness is all the possible thought activity, the wind that puts it into motion. When applying this experientially in your stream of being, do not be stirred up with the wind that kindles emotion, but let mind remain free of thinking and not comprised of any identity whatsoever. Just like the flame of a butter lamp when undisturbed by wind. Remain awake, yet not forming concepts. This is the vital point of naturally dissolving mind and mind consciousness into the lucid nature of Dharmata. Sogyo, this advice of utmost importance I give to you. Lady Sogyal asked the Lotus-born Master, "What is the dividing line between the ultimate and the relative?" The Master replied, "The ultimate is that which transcends the domain of conceptual mind. The relative is that which uninhibitedly experiences, and the identity of which is any possible deluded state of mind." When applying this experientially in your stream of being, as you look into the relative, you see that the relative does not consist of any domain for conceptual mind, but rather is empty while experiencing, and is not made of anything whatsoever. This is the vital point of naturally dissolving the relative into the ultimate. Sogyal, this advice of utmost importance I give to you. Lady Sogyal asked the Lotus-born Master, "What is the dividing line between this shore and the other shore?" The Master replied, "The term, this shore, refers to samsaric phenomena. The other shore, to that beyond samsara. When applying this experientially in your own stream of being, look into the normal thinking mind belonging to this shore, and thereby see that it is utterly insubstantial, a cognizance that cannot be apprehended. This is known as arriving at the other shore, and is the vital point of dissolving this shore into arriving at the other shore. Sogyal, this advice of utmost importance I give to you. Lady Sogyu asked the Lotus-born Master, what is the dividing line between dullness and wakefulness? The Master replied, dullness is failing to comprehend anything because of a dense mental veil. Wakefulness is to vividly see the original, natural state as it is. When applying this experientially in your stream of being, look into this unknowing, uncomprehending mind itself, without questioning whether the mind understands or not, and thereby see that it does not consist of any identity whatsoever, but is lucid and unobscured. This is the vital point of naturally dissolving dullness. Sogyu, this advice of utmost importance I give to you. Lady Sogyu asked the Lotus-born Master, what is the dividing line between love and hate? The Master replied, hate is loathing another object. Love is adoring another object. When applying this experientially to your own stream of being, look into the object that triggers hate and see that it is empty, devoid of any identity whatsoever. Look into the object that provokes compassion and see that it is also empty and does not possess any identity whatsoever. Your hated enemy is mind, and your beloved friend is also mind. Understanding that this mind is empty and not made out of anything whatsoever is the vital point of naturally dissolving love and hate. Sogyu, this advice of utmost importance I give to you. Lady Sogyu asked the Lotus-born Master, "What is the difference between desire and delight?" The Master replied, "Desire is to be attached to and yearn for a certain thing. Delight is when joy is produced in the mind. When applying this experientially to your stream of being, look into the mind that feels desire and see that the delight when beholding an attractive object or piece of property is just an experience of pleasure. Desire and delight are both mind. Since this mind does not consist of anything whatsoever, that is the vital point of naturally dissolving desire and delight. Sogyu, this advice of utmost importance I give to you. Lady Sogyu asked the Lotus-born Master, "What is the dividing line between self and other?" The Master replied, "Self is an obvious clinging. Other is a biased discrimination. When applying this experientially to your own stream of being, look into self and see that it does not consist of a self to which you can cling. Look into other and see that it does not consist of a one-sided category to which you can cling. Both self and other are mind. This empty quality of mind is the key point of naturally dissolving self and other without division. Sogyu, this advice of utmost importance I give to you. Lady Sogyal asked the Lotus-born Master, "What is the dividing line between pain and pleasure?" The Master replied, "Pain is uneasiness of mind, while pleasure is mental ease. When applying this experientially to your stream of being, look into the painful state of uneasiness and see that it does not consist of any concrete substance, but rather is mind. Mind is empty, and this empty quality is a state of ease. This is the vital point of changing pain to ease. Sogyal, this advice of utmost importance I give to you. Lady Sogyal asked the Master, "What is the dividing line between good and harmful actions?" The Master replied, "Good is any action that is wholesome, while evil is action that brings unwholesome karmic ripening. When applying this experientially to your stream of being, all karmic actions and their ripening are one within the state of awakened mind. And this mind is from the beginning untainted by the virtues of wholesome actions or the flaws of unwholesome actions. Since this empty mind does not accumulate karmic ripening, this is the vital point of turning harmful actions into goodness. Sogyal, this advice of utmost importance I give to you. Lady Sogyal asked the Lotus-born Master, what is the dividing line between the mind of Buddhas and that of sentient beings? The Master replied, the Buddha mind never moves from the essential nature, while the sentient being's mind is in movement. When applying this experientially, let this sentient being's mind, with its thought movements, be uncontrived. Its basis not composed of any identity whatsoever. That is the original, natural mind, the state of great self-existence, and is known as remaining in the Buddha mind. This is the vital point of dissolving a sentient being's mind into the Buddha mind. Sogyal, this advice of utmost importance I give to you. Lady Sogyal asked the Lotus-born Master, what is the dividing line between gods and demons? The Master replied, a god is someone who has abandoned all ill will. A demon is someone who retains ill will. When applying this experientially in your stream of being, the perception of gods and demons is itself your thinking mind. Look directly into this very thinking and see that it does not have any concrete identity, but is empty. In that moment, the thought of gods and demons is interrupted. Hence, this is the vital point of naturally dissolving gods and demons. Sogyal, this advice of utmost importance I give to you. Lady Sogyal asked the Lotus-born Master, "What is the dividing line between an enemy and one's child?" The Master replied, "An enemy is someone who is seen as adversarial, while one's child is someone treasured with affection." When applying this experientially in your stream of being, look to your right and see the enemy. Look to your left and see your child. Look into your mind and see that it is this mind that sees someone as an enemy, and also this mind that regards someone as your child. Look into this dualistic perception and see that it consists of neither basis nor concrete substance. The insubstantiality itself is the vital point of naturally dissolving the notion of enemy. Sogyal, this advice of utmost importance I give to you.